Okay, we're ready.
Let's take the roll call, please.
Mayor Zakowski,
Here.
Alderman Kittle,
Here.
Alderman Weinmeier,
Here.
Alderman Gartner,
Here.
Alderman Montello.
Here.
Pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
Republic for which it
Republic
stands,
for which it
one
stands,
nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Mayor, I'll offer a motion that we adopt the agenda.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So move. Any public comments?
Nobody signed in.
Okay. Consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll offer that motion, please.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. New business, appointment of District 5 alderpersons.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. As you're aware, Alderman Ron Volkert stepped down effective January 1st of this year after almost 21 years of service. Since then, following our January meeting, we've tried to get the word out for folks who might have an interest in serving. And so we sent out communication in accordance with our policy in the newspaper, on our Facebook, our website. We sent out email communication to all of our current board and commission members. And so far to date, we've received 2 applications from individuals who are interested in serving. They would serve the remainder of Alderman Volkert's terms. There's 2 years left. In the short term, they would be assigned to the same committees that Ron most recently served on. But then following our meeting in April with the sign die meeting, at that time, if there's changes to boards and committees, but up until that point, they would just serve on the committees that Alderman Volkert had previously served on. We've received 2 applications, which are included in the agenda packet this evening. One from Craig Scott and one from Scott Grady. Both are here in person tonight. We've redacted their personal information in there, but you can read a little bit about their education, their background, their interest in serving. Both of them currently serve on a board or commission for the city of New Richmond. And with our policy in terms of filling the vacancy, if the council wanted to proceed tonight to appoint one of them to the vacancy, you can do that. If you want to give more time for more applications to be received, you can do that as well. Generally the, guidance is we don't want there to be vacancies, for months at end. Obviously it can pose difficulties when it comes to having a quorum for some of the boards and committees or even for the council at times. And obviously ensuring that the District 5 voters have a representative on the council. But if the council would like to hear from both of them, as we've done in the past, typically we would invite, in this case, both Scott and Craig up to the podium to briefly introduce themselves, and then also to talk a little bit about kind of their vision for the future of New Richmond and the community, and what they would see their role being as a member of the council if elected. And if anyone from the council has questions for them, you're welcome to ask them tonight if you'd like. We would generally, unless it was something specific about their application, we'd try to ask the same question to both. So if you did have a question you wanted to ask them, we'd try to ask the same question to both, just to be fair. And then if the council wanted to make a decision tonight, you can either do that via voice vote or you can vote on paper. And so whatever the council would be most comfortable doing. So I'll turn it back over to Mayor Jim and however you'd like to proceed.
And am I able to vote or just the alderpersons?
It would just be the alderpersons. So, yep.
Tiebreaker. You
I
would
can break the tie on something like this too?
you would vote, and yours would be counted if there was a tie, not counted if there wasn't.
I hope with 5 people there wouldn't be a tie.
Well, there's 4 voting tonight.
I think, Mayor, it would probably be helpful just to mention that Alderman Kittle is out of town and is joining us via phone. And I think if our clerk could talk about the arrangement you have for his vote.
Yes. So he is virtual and he can see everybody. He's on the computer in the back and can hear. And so for all the alderpersons, they have a voting ticket with your name on it. And Alderperson Kittle will text me his vote sometime soon.
And I also just wanted to say that, you know, we do have a policy that to establish a quorum for the council meeting, it's got to be live. And because of some situations where that's not possible, that we've changed the policy, everybody's agreed to change the policy for tonight's meeting. So Craig, I'm glad you can be with us. And so I just want to make sure everybody is aware of that.
Okay, we'll start off. Scott Grady, you want to come up here and say you want to be an alderman in City of New Richmond?
My name's Scott Grady. Do you want a brief history of where I've come from or how I got?
We have it in front of us too.
You want to add any? Yeah, you can
You
go
want to
ahead and
add
do
something to that?
There's people listening
Yeah.
in the audience. This is on TV then.
Okay. I've lived in Wisconsin all my life. I was born in Neenah, Wisconsin. Lived in Menasha for 6 years, Neenah for 7. We moved to Port Edwards by Wisconsin Rapids. I graduated from high school there, went down to Madison to school. Met my wife down there. We got together in 73, got married in 77. I started working for the Department of Corrections in 86. I came up here in 92 to the Correctional Center out here. The family moved up in 93. We bought a house in Southview. I have a daughter and a son. Both were born in Madison and both graduated from high school here. I was out at the Correctional Center for about 25 and a half years. While I was out there, the majority of the time I was the Assistant Superintendent Administrative Captain. While I was out there, a lot of the things that I did was coordinated the crews. So we did the crews, worked with the city, with the Parks Department. We did the snow shoveling. We did the fire hydrants. Worked with the Parks Department, the schools, Civic Center here with the libraries, with the new school. We put all the bleachers and all that stuff together, and I helped coordinate all of that. In a vision for the city, when we came up here, and I came up in 92, the city was a lot smaller. And I've noticed that, it's grown quite a bit. And I think that the way things are going, it's going to continue to grow. And with the growth of the city, I think there's a lot of infrastructure things that go along with that. You've got all of your schools and your fire, your police, your EMS, the roads, city employees, the equipment that you need for all this. So there's a huge infrastructure piece that goes along with the growth. And with that, then you've got a lot of the fiscal responsibilities that go with that. And I think that's where I would try to fit in with what's going on and make sure that things are fiscally responsible for the growth, and to make sure that we can plan for that growth and the development, to make sure that things 5 years from now, we don't say, well, gee, I wish we'd have done that 3 years ago. You try to be ahead of the project rather than behind it and playing catch up. I think with a lot of the experience, some of the things that are mentioned in the application of the agencies that I've worked with, I think it's important that when you're working with different agencies and even coordinated committees with the city, that there's a lot of communication and there's coordination and there's cooperation to make sure that things run smooth, and then you can do the best with the information and the knowledge that you have at the time that you're making the decisions. Do you have questions for me regarding anything?
I do.
Yes.
And actually, Noah, so if I understand right, our city administrator sent to both of you two things that I specifically, and I was hoping that in you getting that from him, you'd have an opportunity to think about it. So I got two questions for you, and I'm gonna ask them one at a time. What do you think the role, if you were picked as a member of the city council, what do you think your role is as a member of elected officials here in New Richmond?
One would be to be a go-between between the people of the district and the council itself, and to take that information that they're giving to me and bringing that to the council to make decisions, and also conversely to give information to them pertaining to what's going on. Being a go-between, and then working with the council to make the decisions to help the city grow and develop in an efficient, proper way.
And then the next question is, what do you see as being really at the forefront of issues that are in front of the city in Richmond now? And for neither one of you, don't think that's unfair because we sit here and you haven't. But I'm just curious to see what you think are kind of the top issues that the city is dealing with right now or should be dealing with.
Well, I'm not sure what the city is dealing with or should be dealing with. I know that there's been the fluoride thing with the water. I know that that's a big thing. I really don't have an answer to that, Mike, as because I think that there are so many different issues and that all of them are important and all of them are significant. I don't think that there's any one that just pops out to me right now.
Else have any questions? Greg, you have any questions?
No.
Pete is not on at this time. I'll let you know if he joins.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Greg, Scott?
Good evening. Thank you for tonight. Appreciate very much the opportunity to speak with you. A little bit about my background. I've been in manufacturing my whole professional life. A variety of industries. Grew up in Wisconsin. Went to UW Whitewater along with two of my siblings. And there I studied public administration, bachelor degree in public administration. So serving has always been, something in the background. I did go into for-profit businesses, and I think it's a career that I've always, advanced the organizations with being a good decision maker based on inputs, and not only using the input of things that I've learned, but what the people that I worked with knew. So developing consensus, using a very open forum, and listening has been a hallmark of my career. The backgrounds include manufacturing control systems. When we moved to New Richmond, went to work for CIPP Packaging. Here, as we know, is Doughboy Packaging. So my responsibilities there were pretty much the administrative side of the manufacturing, all of the programming, and all of the execution of the plans, producing parts for assembly. In that, dealt with a lot of different groups. Had 4 or 5 different groups that were in my area of control as a materials manager. So the uniqueness of that, has been a good broad experience at making sure not only that we were doing successful things, but the people doing it were also very satisfied with their work, and were very open at making suggestions and so on. As far as my training background involved over the years. I'd point to facilitation as a key at drawing out individuals. Not always asking yes and no answer questions, but open-end questions, getting them to elaborate on what they think, what they know, gathering that in to make a consensus type decision. So, I offer that as a resource, and I think that it fits with the position. As far as community, well, maybe Mike, you want to ask me your questions?
Well, yeah, the first question is, what do you see is the role, as a member of the city council, what would you see your role as being? And I'm not talking specifically committees, but just kind of from a higher elevation, what you see the proper role of an alderperson.
Well, I think it's going to be evaluate the inputs, also being able to seek those inputs from inside the council and outside the council. So bringing that information together to share as a team member. Develop that from there. And one of the things that my grandmother taught my mother and us, the four of us children, was be positive, support, don't criticize others' ideas. Things will work out to their merit, and finding that merit in making decisions is important.
And the next thing was, what do you see as the top of the list issues that the city faces right now?
Well, I listed some in what I turned in the application, but I feel that business development is a lot of opportunity, different ways, supporting the businesses that we have here with getting more things that will bring people to the city for activities outside of our festivals and whatever. I think there are additional things that can be done to develop coming to the city for activities and thereby business for our local business owners. The other thing is I'm experienced with incubators. Developed that with Doughboy to bring about people of interest, develop a business model, support that model in some way, whether it would be through contributions or how to raise funds or various ways to create the financial base for them to start business and develop it locally here. So I see there's opportunities here that I think that working in combination with our civic groups, a real potential there. That's something that we should look at. Freedom Park, is a start of that. We have very strong associations. We have it in a lot of support for young athletes in our community. I think that's a real important part of development, creating a culture here in Richmond.
Can I ask a question, but then I'd have to have Scott answer it too?
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's fine.
What do you look at, support industrial, commercial development in our community? But it's gonna cost money. It's gonna cost money to do that. What's your answer on that?
It all takes a return on investment analysis, weighing the facts. What will be the return for the investment? How successful is the plan? Does it have the necessary elements for success? And is there a way for that investment brought in either, through tax support or some form of investment that would be made? I think there are people that are willing to be part of an investment group possibly, on the private sector side, as well as willing to support it from a tax base, as long as it's reasonable and has a demonstrated benefit to the community.
Scott, do you want to come up and answer? Wait, any other questions now? Scott, do you want to come and answer that? Do you support industrial or commercial growth, but it'll be at a cost possibly?
I think it would be on a case-by-case basis, depending upon what the cost is, what the impact that that particular company may have, not only on the infrastructure for the city, but what does it do for jobs? What does it do for the market for the city? I think you need to take the broad picture of what the company would do, and then whether it's worth the investment. Is it something that's going to be long-term? Is it something that it's established where it's going to, if it comes in, it's going to stay, or is it something that's going to fold within a year and now we've invested all that money and lost it? So I think you need to gather as much information as you can upfront regarding what the company is and then make the decision based on that. So it could be yes, it could be no. I would support it if it's in the best interest of the city.
Thank you. Any other questions? Not.
Yeah, and I just wanted to thank both individuals for applying. As you know, this is an important role. Sometimes it's thankless work behind the scenes, and it's a lot of time. It's whether not just attending meetings, but even outside meetings. Getting feedback from residents, answering questions from people. So just want to thank both of you for your interest. And it's especially challenging today to find people that are willing to step forward and volunteer and do some of these important roles. So thank you both for your interest.
The Jetsons are here. That's what it means. The Jetsons are here. You got,
He didn't do anything right. He's not here. He didn't come up. The new alderman will be Scott Grady. Do you swear him in now?
No, we'll set a time after this, but he
Okay.
will be sworn in advance of the work session.
Okay, so at the next work session, she'll have you sworn in before that then.
Correct. Yep.
Thanks both for coming. Congratulations, Scott.
yep, thank you.
Okay. Bids for ash tree removal and stump grinding.
So this item of business was reviewed at the Public Works Committee at their most recent meeting. Staff solicited bids for the removal of additional ash trees here in the community for the upcoming year. The low bid included in your packet was from Save a Tree, and the low bid amount of $43,100. So recommendation from staff and the Public Works Committee was to accept the low bid.
I'm going to offer him, I'm sorry.
One question.
Why don't you get a motion first?
Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to offer a motion that we approve the low bid from Save a Tree for $43,100.
No questions.
They are bidding on the same thing here, right?
Yeah, you'll
How
see
could we have such a
the
massive?
bids received, their, especially your high bid was definitely outlier. So, but,
The other ones, I mean, are really almost twice.
right.
Wanted to be sure of that.
Yep.
When I read that last night, I thought,
Where's
We did
Sab-
talk about it at Public Works,
Yeah, yeah,
and
good.
that came up, and it just kind of speaks to how important it is to get bids. And, you know, some companies, you know, not valuing having, you know, the compost site to haul stuff to. We had the same reaction there.
Any other questions? Take the roll, please.
I need to, are you gonna turn me on then? I'm turned off now, right?
Everybody's turned on.
Oh, I'm turned back on again, because you
Yep.
told me to,
Oh, no, you should be good.
I'm good now,
You're good.
okay.
Yep,
All right.
everybody's
Well,
good.
I don't know about that.
Yep.
I'm- yeah.
There was just a
Let's not
little
go-
feedback at the
let's-
start of the
Let's
meeting,
not
but
go that far, Michelle.
we, everybody's on. How about Alderman Kittle?
Yes.
Alderman Weinmeier?
Yes.
Alderman Gartner?
Yes,
Alderman Montello?
Yes.
Motion passes. Next, bids cured in place pipelining, CIPP.
Last month, the council authorized staff to solicit bids for the cured in place pipelining. So if you recall, through this method, we're able to essentially have a new pipe with an older existing pipe without having to rip up the street, remove trees. Essentially, you're running this piping and it hardens and within the existing pipe. So something we've tried to do every year, just from our to budget to try to address some of older areas that may not be scheduled for a full reconstruction where we're ripping up the whole road, but it allows us to extend the life of some of the water mains in the city. So in this case, we only received one bid. This was the same contractor that was awarded the low bid last year. It is still within the budget we had anticipated, so we do feel comfortable recommending that we proceed with them. So the low bid was from Visu Sewer, the low bid amount of $86,181.25.
Mr. Mayor, offer a motion that we approve the low bid from Visu Sewer LLC in the amount of $86,181.25.
I'll second it.
I've got a question. What was the bid last year? Had it gone up much?
No, very close still. Yeah, we had
Same.
we had estimated this would be kind of that $85,000-$90,000 range. So yeah, very similar.
Take the roll, please.
Alderman Weinmeier?
Yes.
Alderman Gartner?
yes,
Alderman Montello?
Yes.
Alderman Kittle?
Yes.
Motion passes. Next item, authorization to solicit bids, lead service line replacements.
So in this case, staff are seeking authorization to solicit bids for the replacement of lead service lines. This is an ongoing effort, as you'll see detailed in the memo. Some years we've actually incorporated this in with a street reconstruction project where we'll pull this in with a larger bid package. In this case, we're bidding out separately. We don't have a large reconstruction project scheduled for this year. But the hope would be to put it out so that, again, as contractors, before their schedules book up for the summer, that we can hopefully get some better bidding. So obviously, this isn't just a one-year effort. Every year, we try to kind of pick away at some of these and address the known or suspected lead service lines. And so in this case, we'd be trying to do 12 more in 2026.
Your motion.
make a motion to authorize the bid for the lead service line replacement.
I'll second that.
On these replacements now, do the homeowners, from the city part to theirs, do they have a choice to not do it if they don't want to? Or can they also do it over a 5-year period, pay for it?
So our ordinance addresses that. So you do have to replace not just the public side, but the gooseneck in the private portion. And then there is an option for where they can pay it over multiple years. So
Okay. Any other questions? Roll, please.
Alderman Gartner?
Yes,
Alderman Montello?
Yes.
Alderman Kittle?
Yes.
Alderman Weinmeier?
Yes.
Motion passes. Authorization to solicit bids, Public Works Shop Lighting Project.
So if you recall, in the fall of 2025, the city was awarded a grant for $25,000 for a lighting upgrade at the public workshop. essentially converting to LED lighting, as well as some of the control system. And so a lot of grants are, it's a 50-50 or it's a 80-20. In this case, there was no match required. Anything over the $25,000 would be the responsibility of the city. But we hope that the 25,000 may actually cover the entire amount. And so we would have to get authorization from the council tonight in order to proceed with bids. Those bids would still come back to you as public construction. But we're hopeful that that'll be actually under 25,000, and we may not have any match at all, or that's close to that number. So staff are just seeking authorization tonight to go ahead and bid the project out.
Mr. Mayor, I'm going to offer a motion that we authorize staff to submit for bidding on this project at the shop.
I'll second it.
Any questions? Take the roll, please.
Alderman Montello?
Yes.
Alderman Kittle?
Yes.
Alderman Weinmeier?
Yes.
Alderman Gartner?
Yes.
Authorization to, a motion passes. Authorization to solicit bids downtown lighting project.
And the last item that we were seeking authorization this evening to proceed with for bidding is the downtown street lighting project. We've had some discussions at previous council meetings about the project. You've previously seen the design and photos of the replacement light poles. Tonight, we'd be looking for the authorization to proceed with bidding. If we proceed, we would actually bring the bids back to you in March. We would like to spend some more time at the February work session just to go through more of the funding sources. Included in the memo, we outline a few different potential sources of funds, but we'd like to, again, when we have the full council at the work session, be able to go through some of that in a little more detail and just some of the pros and cons of some of those different sources. But WPPI Energy has a revolving loan program that's a no interest that you can pay over 10 years. That doesn't cover the full project costs, but you can see in the memo there's some other possible sources we could pull from. But tonight we would just be looking to have authorization from the council to proceed with bidding. Those bids would come back to you. And again, similar to our other projects, our hope would be to bid this out early here this winter or spring, so that contractors can get this lined up for the summer. The plan would be that the work would be done by the fall of this year. The actual construction schedule would be determined in part by the contractor, of course. And then if there's certain days that we want them to avoid, like if we don't want them working during Fun Fest or on holidays and things like that, we can go through that in the contract. So happy to answer any questions you might have at this point for tonight, but tonight we would just be looking to go ahead and get bids for the project.
The only question I have is, have we established a design? Is that set?
For the lighting?
What we're bidding is, here's what we want, and we're asking people to bid according to what we want specifically.
Yep, yeah, the style, pole, fixtures, quantities, all that, yep.
Mr. Mayor, I'm going to offer a motion that we authorize city staff to solicit bids for the downtown lighting project.
I'll second it.
One.
I heard Greg first. Everybody gets a second.
Any questions? Not, take the roll, please.
Alderman Weinmeier?
Yes.
Alderman Gartner?
Yes.
Alderman Montello?
Yes.
Alderman Kittle?
Yes.
Motion passes. Agenda topics for future meetings, we change this a little bit right now so that we stay on topic probably. But if you want to see something at a future meeting, you can state it here and let no one know that, we like to dig in. One thing I like to say is that, could we maybe find out where the timelines of different projects are? I know the water tower, the K project, the First Street projects. People ask me about these because a lot of them have changed from when they were going to be because of circumstances, but maybe if we have more of a hard deadline that we're looking at, because I think some of the things like First Street was going to be done maybe this year at one time, but it moved on. So maybe give us a more definite of different projects that we're waiting to come down the line.
Sure.
If you could do that, please.
Yep, we can provide that, yeah.
Good. Anybody else have any agenda items, or otherwise you can contact Noah anytime you want.
Well, and I'm actually glad you reminded me about the First Street project. That is not scheduled for this year.
Correct, not for 26. Yep, so going through the design process for that. And then we applied separately for the trail project, so.
Yeah, but I think it's a good idea to have that on there to remind people.
To remind-
yes,
I can
this
ask
should
her
be put on.
questions.
Yep, for sure.
And maybe, I know I'm getting a lot of questions about these that, when we're gonna start using the hot mix or cold mix, that type of thing.
Yeah, we could certainly, I mean, either at our future meeting or even just more of an email correspondence, we can kind of, that way if you're getting questions about what our practice is, when we, what we do, kind of before the, usually like our hot mix isn't until a little later in the spring when it's warmer temps, we can give you some more information on that, so.
You could do something in your Wednesday.
Oh, sure.
Well, it
Sure.
was- Jamie put
Pothole
one on the
science, yeah.
alert in Richmond, didn't I see one last week? Jamie
And
sent.
she sent an email out to all of us.
Oh, that's where it was. I
Yes.
remember seeing it. Couldn't remember where I got it, but she talked about it. Jamie
Magic.
did. What's that?
It was magic.
Was it? Just
Well,
like
and
that?
I had reason to suggest
Yep.
or to think that once I moved off of East First Street, it would get fixed right away. So
Sorry. Worse.
Yeah.
Anything else? If not, do we hear any announcements?
Our February work session, again, would be 2 weeks from today. So Scott will be a member of the council by that time. And we'll circle back at that time about the financing for the lighting project. And we have a few other updates for you, but if you want to take a look at your calendars between now and then, just if there's anyone who's going to be traveling or out of town, certainly let us know and we'll make accommodations. But hope to see you both. Hope we'll see everybody that night. So
I'll offer a motion that we
I
adjourn.
don't have any.
wait.
No, I don't have any, except that the Tiger boys are playing River Falls and they're currently ahead, so everyone should,
That's on TV though, isn't it?
or in person, do both. If you go in person, you get popcorn, Jim.
Mike Mount, wait, he might want to finish announcing that game, kick
Yeah.
somebody else out.
You take over the second half.
Hear a motion, Mike, you said?
Yes, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, we're adjourned.
Thank you, Craig.
Thank you.
1813.
Topic tomorrow.